Thinking about selling your home to an investor? Hold up. You might want to think about that twice before jumping in. Maybe you've considered selling to an investor or cash buyer instead of going to an agent or going the for sale by owner route. I'm Nick Ron, CEO of House Buyers of America, and today I'm breaking down why selling to an investor might not be your best move and a few situations where it actually could be. Now you might be wondering, Nick, don't you run a real estate investment company? Why would you, of all people, be advising against selling your home to an investor or cash buyer? Good question. You know, when I got in this business 23 years ago, I decided right from the get-go that I wanted to be completely honest and transparent with people about when it did and did not make sense to sell to an investor. I didn't want to force a square peg in a round hole. I didn't want to feel like I was talking someone into something they didn't need. And look, honestly, I don't want to waste time working with someone who isn't a good fit for my service. And I don't want to offer someone a solution that's not best suited for them. And I think that's one of the primary reasons why we bought over 2,500 houses and have thrived in all the ups and downs of the real estate market over the last 23 years. Here on this channel, we're dedicated to providing tons of resources to help homeowners navigate difficult situations in the home selling process. So if you want straightforward advice and actionable tips, make sure to subscribe and never miss out on the latest content. Now let's dive in. So why are investors not the best option for some home sellers? While selling to an investor can be a great solution in certain situations, it's not always the best fit for every homeowner. Here's why. First, if your home is in great shape and doesn't need any repairs, you might be better off listing it on the market to get top dollar. Investors typically buy at a discount because they're looking to make a profit when they resell or rent. They're not a charity, they're looking to make a profit. A traditional sale with a realtor might net you more money if your home is in move-in condition. Second, if you're close to what your home is worth, selling to an investor may not be the best move since they typically offer less than market value. In this case, renting out the property could be a better option to give you a little more time to build up equity. Third, if you aren't in any rush to sell your home and you don't have a specific deadline where you must sell your home, then listing with a realtor might make most sense. There's no certainty when going with a realtor, but if you're not in a hurry, who cares? Fourth, if you're business savvy and you don't mind dealing with the hassle of a traditional sale, then listing your house with a realtor might make more sense. Lastly, and very unfortunately, there are scammers who pose as investors. Some might claim to be foreign or out-of-market buyers, making attractive offers only to disappear with your money and personal information. Pro tip, if you suspect a scam, report it to the FTC. We've added a link in the description for this. So protect yourself by verifying the buyer's credentials and ensuring everything is in writing. Now that we've covered why investors might not be the best option for some sellers, let's take a deeper dive into one of the most common claims they make, the promise of buying your house as is. Do all investors really buy houses as is, or is that just marketing fluff? Here's the thing. Some investors claim to buy houses as is, but then they demand repairs after the inspection. It's frustrating and it's unfair. At House Buyers of America, when we say as is, we mean it. Put down the toolbox, we'll handle the repairs. No hidden costs, no last minute surprises. You know, I've bought and sold over 2,500 houses since 2001. And one of the most frustrating things for me is when I've gone through great lengths to do a high quality renovation, then having a buyer hire a home inspector and nitpick the house and come up with a long list of repairs. It seems like no matter how nice the house is, home inspectors get paid to find stuff, and they always come back with repairs, even if that means exaggerating little things that really aren't such a big deal. So my goal is to make sure my customers never have to go through that hassle. You'll never see us handing a list of repairs to our home selling customers. And it drives me nuts when I see other investors doing that. So make sure when you talk to other investors to define exactly what they mean by as is so you don't get burned. Now, understanding how investors operate is key, but it's just as important to know what to watch for when signing a contract. So what are the risks to investor contracts that homeowners should watch out for? Some investor contracts come with tricky clauses that can lock you into a deal for months and stick you with unexpected costs. Always read the fine print carefully and don't hesitate to ask for clarification or get a second opinion. You know, some investors have no intention of ever buying the house. These are called wholesalers. Wholesalers simply get your property under contract and then sell the contract to another buyer, and they collect what's called an assignment fee for giving the new buyer the right to buy the house. They basically just play middleman, and this can often backfire because wholesalers often can't find another buyer at the right price, and they cancel the contract, leaving you holding the bag at the last minute. So make sure that there are no tricky clauses that give your new buyer the right to show the property to other buyers, or clauses that allow them to back out of the deal if their investor doesn't approve it. Don't allow weasel clauses. Remember, if it feels off, it probably is. So we talked about several reasons why selling to an investor may not make sense. So is there ever a time when selling to an investor does make sense? Absolutely. While selling to an investor isn't right for everyone, there are plenty of situations where it's actually the smartest move. Let's talk about a few of those. The first reason, if your home needs repairs. If your property is outdated and has significant issues, traditional buyers might be scared off. Investors like us at House Buyers of America specialize in buying homes in any condition. No repairs required. We love mold. We love hoarder houses. We love structural problems. Bring it on, baby. It's music to our ears. If you've lived in a house for many years and there's a lot of deferred maintenance and you haven't made a lot of upgrades along the way, you may have a hard time selling your house as is to a traditional buyer. You may not have the time or money or patience to renovate your home. Construction costs have skyrocketed the last few years, and you may not want to shell out the $30,000 to $60,000 that it would take to get your home in top marketing condition. Even a kitchen remodel these days alone can cost $60,000. If you haven't done a major renovation on your home in a while, you might get sticker shock on what it would cost to do your home remodeling project. 2, you need to sell your home fast. If you're relocating, facing financial difficulties, or in a time crunch, selling your home to a cash buyer can speed up the process quite a bit. Many people move up to a new home, and they're under strict builder deadlines where they must sell their current home before they buy their new home, or they risk losing their new home, and the builder walks away with their earnest money deposit. It's a stressful situation that many people who bought new homes have dealt with. So in those types of situations where you have a strict deadline or you have a pressing need to sell your home quickly, selling to a cash buyer is definitely the way to go. With a traditional sale, there is no certainty. Your house could sit on the market for months, or your buyer could lose their financing at the last minute, leaving you high and dry. 3, you don't want to deal with the hassle of a traditional sale. You may be at the point in your life where you don't want to deal with the hassle of going through a home remodeling project, finding an agent, staging your house, keeping your house tidy for months while you're waiting for a buyer, and then waiting and hoping that the buyer will close on time. Maybe the thought of going through all that is giving you anxiety and you just want a quick solution. You may already be dealing with a lot of personal issues that's tying up your time and mental energy, and you don't really have the bandwidth to go through a traditional home selling process. Maybe you're under a lot of stress and don't want to deal with the hassle of selling your home. We've seen many folks paralyzed for years, literally years, with inaction because they're just too anxious even thinking about selling their home. And they're beating themselves up because they know they really need to make a move. The good news is you have options. A cash home buyer can make you an offer within minutes and you can close in as little as 7 to 10 days. And there's even cash buyers like House Buyers of America who will let you leave all your junk and personal belongings in the house. You won't even have to pay closing costs. The 4th reason you may want to consider selling to an investor, having a financial hardship or going through a divorce. These are tough situations, and these situations like job loss, divorce, or medical bills, selling to an investor can provide you with immediate relief. Cash offers help you access funds quickly without the complications of a traditional sale. And 5, properties with legal issues such as liens and code violations. Investors are built for this. Investors are experienced in dealing with properties that have complications like liens and code violations, and they know how to walk you through and navigate those situations. Selling your house is a big decision, and different paths make sense for different situations. Selling your house to an investor doesn't make sense for everyone. If your house is in great shape and you're not under a pressing deadline, and if you don't mind dealing with the hassle of a traditional sale, then you're probably better off going with a realtor. But if you don't have the time or money or energy to renovate your home before you sell it, or if you have a pressing need to sell your house fast, then selling to a cash home buyer may make the most sense. If you want to learn more about this topic or see if selling to an investor might be right for you, click on the link in the description for helpful resources for each situation you may be in. And remember, this channel is all about helping you navigate tough home selling situations. So if you found this video helpful, like it, subscribe, and stick around for more expert tips and advice from House Buyers of America. Thanks for watching.